gladiators, heroes and rebels of the Roman Colosseum.
But before we start, please support us by pressing like and subscribe buttons. Also turn on the bell notification to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you.
The tradition of gladiatorial combat in ancient Rome has roots that are often attributed to the Etruscans, an early civilization in Italy, and their funeral rites. However, the first recorded instance of gladiatorial combat in Rome itself is credited to the sons of Junius Brutus Pera in 264 BCE. Origins and the Etruscan influence. The Etruscans, who lived in what is now Tuscany, are believed to have practiced a form of ritual combat during funeral rites. These combats were thought to honor the dead and appease their spirits. This custom likely influenced the Romans, who adapted it into their own cultural practices. The first Roman gladiatorial combat. In 264 BCE, the sons of Junius Brutus Pera, Decimus Junius Brutus and Marcus Junius Brutus, held a funeral in honor of their deceased father. As part of the ceremony, they staged a combat between 3 pairs of gladiators in the Forum Boarium, a cattle market area in Rome. This event is often cited as the first recorded gladiatorial contest in Rome, and marks the beginning of a tradition that would evolve into a significant aspect of Roman culture and entertainment. Evolution and state involvement. Initially, gladiatorial games, munera, were private events held to honor the dead, but they gradually became public spectacles. Wealthy individuals began to sponsor these games to demonstrate their power and generosity, and they eventually became tools for political propaganda and public appeasement. By the time of the late Republic, and especially under the Roman Empire, gladiatorial games were institutionalized and funded by the state, becoming a key element of Roman public life. While the exact origins of gladiatorial combat are rooted in Etruscan funerary practices, the tradition as we know it began in Rome in 264 BCE, with the event held by the sons of Junius Brutus Pera. This marked the beginning of a long and brutal history of gladiatorial games that would come to symbolize both the grandeur and the violence of ancient Roman culture. Origins and early development. The gladiatorial games of ancient Rome, known as munera, originated as funeral rites. The earliest recorded gladiatorial combat took place in 264 BCE, when the sons of Junius Brutus honored their deceased father by having 3 pairs of gladiators fight to the death in the Forum Boarium. These early combats were closely tied to Etruscan traditions, where bloodshed was believed to pacify the spirits of the dead. Rise of popularity. Over the next few centuries, the games evolved from private ceremonies to public spectacles. By the late Republic, gladiatorial combat had become a popular form of entertainment, drawing large crowds. The games were initially financed by wealthy aristocrats, but as their popularity grew, they were increasingly funded by the state. Politicians used the games as a means to gain favor with the public, offering lavish spectacles to curry political support. The gladiators. Gladiators were typically slaves, prisoners of war, or condemned criminals, though some volunteered for the chance of fame and fortune. They trained in special schools called ludi under harsh conditions. Despite their lowly status, successful gladiators could achieve considerable fame and earn substantial rewards. There were different classes of gladiators, each with distinctive armor and weaponry, such as the heavily armed secutor, the net-wielding retiarius, and the mounted equites. The games. The games were held in massive arenas, the most famous being the Colosseum in Rome, inaugurated in 80 CE. These arenas could hold tens of thousands of spectators. A typical day at the games began with animal hunts and displays of exotic beasts, followed by executions of criminals. The highlight was the gladiatorial combats, which pitted various types of gladiators against each other in battles that ranged from one-on-one duels to massive mock battles involving hundreds of combatants. Social and cultural impact. Gladiatorial games were a reflection of Roman society's values and power dynamics. They served as a tool for social control, providing a means for the populace to vent frustrations and reinforcing the power of the elite. The games also played a role in the economy, creating demand for specialized training schools, armorers, and other related trades. Decline and end. The decline of the gladiatorial games began in the late Roman Empire. Changing social attitudes, economic pressures, and the rise of Christianity all contributed to their demise. The new Christian doctrine condemned the games as brutal and inhumane. In 325 CE, Emperor Constantine, the first Christian emperor, issued a decree aimed at ending the practice. However, it wasn't until 404 CE, after the monk Telemachus was martyred for attempting to stop a gladiatorial combat, that Emperor Honorius finally banned the games. Legacy. Despite their end, the legacy of the gladiators has endured. The imagery and symbolism of the gladiatorial games have permeated Western culture, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and film. The term gladiator itself has come to symbolize bravery and combat prowess, transcending its historical roots to become a timeless icon of the human spirit's struggle against adversity. Determining the greatest gladiator in history is challenging due to the scarcity of detailed records and the mythologizing of individual stories over time. However, several names stand out based on historical accounts, legends, and their impact on popular culture. Here are a few of the most notable. 1. Spartacus. Spartacus is perhaps the most famous gladiator, known not only for his skills in the arena but for leading a major slave uprising against the Roman Republic. A Thracian by birth, Spartacus was captured and sold into slavery, eventually becoming a gladiator. In 73 BCE, he escaped from a gladiatorial training school with around 70 followers. His rebellion grew into a significant threat to Rome, involving tens of thousands of escaped slaves. Although ultimately defeated, Spartacus's legacy as a symbol of resistance and freedom endures. 2. Flamma. Flamma, whose real name was believed to be Marcus Calpurnius Flamma, was a Syrian-born gladiator renowned for his exceptional skills and numerous victories. He fought 34 battles, a remarkably high number for a gladiator, achieving 21 victories, 9 draws, and 4 losses. Despite being offered the rudis, a wooden sword symbolizing freedom, for times, he chose to remain a gladiator, indicating his dedication and perhaps a sense of identity tied to the arena. 3. Crixus. Crixus was a Gallic gladiator and one of the leaders of the slave rebellion alongside Spartacus. Known for his strength and combat prowess, he played a significant role in several victories against Roman forces. Crixus's leadership and battlefield successes made him a notable figure in the history of gladiators, although he was eventually killed in battle in 72 BCE. 4. Carpophorus. Carpophorus was renowned as a bestiarius, a type of gladiator who specialized in fighting wild animals. He gained fame for his ability to defeat numerous and varied beasts in the arena, including lions, bears, and leopards. His skill and bravery in facing such deadly creatures earned him legendary status among the Romans. 5. Commodus. While not a gladiator in the traditional sense, Emperor Commodus famously fought in the arena, casting himself as a gladiator to gain popular support and demonstrate his supposed invincibility. His participation in the games was highly publicized, and he reportedly won all his bouts, although these were likely staged to ensure his victory. Commodus's involvement in gladiatorial combat was unprecedented for a Roman emperor and contributed to his infamy.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you like videos like this. Thank you.